Oh, there's a battle brewing in the city of Westmount between dog owners and residents. They're having an argument over leashing dogs in the city's Summit Woods. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, Summit Woods, one of the most tremendous spots on the entire island of Montreal to enjoy some time. I had a dog for 14 years, Otis, may he rest in peace, and we would go to Summit Woods all the time. Just a great spot to be at. The mayor of Westmount is Christina Smith. She is on the line. Mayor Smith, welcome back to the program.
Hi.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
I remember Otis was a beautiful dog. Was a duck toller, right?
A Nova Scotia duck-tolling retriever. What a memory. Thank you for that. So let me ask you this, by the way. So I was an NDG resident, and now I'm back in NDG. But let's say I don't live in the city, the esteemed, wonderful city of Westmount. Am I allowed to go to Summit Park with my dog? Is that allowed, or was that technically against the rules? How does that work?
It's only allowed if you have a Westmount dog license, which you can get and not be a resident of Westmount, but you need to get a dog. You're meant to have a dog license to be in any of our dog runs or Summit Woods, and that's just that's common sense, and that's to ensure that the dogs that are in our dog runs or at Summit Woods have all their vaccinations up to date and everything like that, and that they're in the system and that they're easy to track then for public security or if your dog gets lost or things like that. But largely to ensure that all the vaccines are up to date. Okay,
so point taken there. The 14 years I had my City of Montreal license, I never got the Westmount thing. I went for 14 years. I apologize. Please don't send me a ticket.
There you go. So that's an issue that we are going to tackle because I think that is, that's been raised, that it's become, we want to make sure that if you go, you have a dog license for the reasons I stated before. And that it's an area that shouldn't be a destination for the entire island of Montreal for that. But it's really important to make sure that all the vaccines and everything are up to date. So what you will see up at Summit Woods and what you are seeing now is much stricter enforcement on that.
Okay, so let's get down to what this debate is all about. I guess it's partially, victim of success, right? Because it's such a lovely place. So many people go. So give us more of the details here and what this is about. Yeah.
This is not a new issue. This is an issue that's gone on for decades, and is a beautiful spot of Westmount, a beautiful part of Montreal. And it is an issue that's gone on for decades, and where I think we've been able to strike a balance between the dog owners. And this is an issue that was raised at the last council meeting by a few residents that live right in front of Summit Woods. And we see this, anyone who's in municipal politics will tell you that they see this. If you live in front of a park, if you live in front of a school, if you live next to a train track, all of these issues, all of those places bring, whether it's more traffic or noise or whatever, but that's the environment that's in existence, right? And a park belongs to everyone. It doesn't belong to just the people that live in front of it. Mm-hmm. While we have to respect the wishes, and they brought up some very good points in terms of just parking and issues like that I think we can certainly do better on that. But I think what we've also heard since the last council meeting, when those who were opposed to it and wanted to ban dogs off leash up there, are the residents that are facing Summit Woods, is we've heard from I've heard from hundreds and hundreds of residents about this issue of that it's a place that they love and it's a place they care about, and for the large part, most people are following the rules. Uh-huh. So we're going to get a little bit tougher on the rules in terms of enforcing the times that you're allowed off leash, which is so in about a week and a half, you won't be able to go up there for no dogs off leash until the end of June, because that's how that's how we protect the undergrowth in the springtime, and then after that, it's only after 5 p.m. until 10 a.m. in the morning. So there are big chunks of the year where there are no dogs off leash up there. And that took a long time to find that balance, and that was before my time as mayor, where they did sort of strike that balance. And I think largely it's worked, but I think we can certainly do better on enforcement.
And I do want to point that out because we're getting tons of text messages that from people that think that our discussion here is about all parks in Westmount and that apparently you're allowed to just have the dogs off leash. This is very specific to Summit Woods, which is, it's kind of a mini forest. And I tell you, I would go during those winter months when it is off leash because it was glorious here. And that's the thing. We're talking about Summit Woods specifically, not all of Westmount.
Yeah, and we have dog runs throughout Westmount, and in those you also need to have a dog license, and those dog runs also bring all sorts of issues in terms of how people manage and how they behave in the dog runs. But specifically the issue that was raised at the last council meeting, which has caused a bit of a brouhaha, is around Summit Woods and the off-leash dogs at Summit Woods. And there are, have been some issues with one owner had a dangerous dog, is no longer allowed to walk that dog at Summit Woods, and that, has caused some anger. But those are the rules. And it shows that the system works in that case when, there's no, the group of people that are up there are very dedicated and are really engaged, and they're members of the community, and they want to make it work. And so for the large part, like most things in this world, most people are following the rules. But there are some that are not, and we're going to get a whole lot tougher on them in terms of fines and enforcement of the bylaws.
With the mayor of Westmount, Christina Smith. So getting tougher on the scofflaws, the people that don't respect the rules, what will you be doing?
Well, so there's going to be, Westmount is always known for our parking tickets. We're very quick to give you a parking ticket. Yeah. But we have been much more lenient on dogs, and we give a lot of warnings, especially in the parks, too. You see a lot of dogs off leash, whether in Westmount Park or King George Park. We're going to get a lot tougher on that it is, in the areas that are designated dog areas, yes, you can be off leash, but you need to have a Westmount dog license, and that's to protect everybody. And so there will be less warnings and many more tickets. So people should be warned about that. And we're also looking at other things. The dog permits for outside residents is pretty low, and that's something that needs to be looked at as well. All right. In terms of cost.
Mayor Smith, what's the plan for you on Monday on Eclipse Day? What are you doing for Eclipse Day?
Well, our library is hosting a wonderful event that people can see all the details online. So I hope that lots of people come out to that. We have glasses. We may be out of glasses. I have to double check on that. But we had given out glasses to residents as well. But there's a whole series of events happening at our library. So people should go online to look at those.
Well, listen,
and hopefully they attend.
Westmount, a tremendous part of the island with such great resources and facilities. Thanks for the time this morning.
Thanks, Elias. Have a great day.
You too. That's the mayor of Westmount, Christina Smith.